So welcome to my YouTube channel, and for my first video, I'll be discussing a lot of topics about psychology. And for this video, I'm using Theories of Personality as our book. And for the first topic that we will discuss is the Introduction to Personality Theory. And by the way, I am Sarah Vicarino, your student teacher. And so to start this discussion, let's first talk about three terms that we will be or that we will encounter when discussing topics about psychology. So when I am in my first year in this course, I am still a student. Um, I am very confused with this tree, and usually I um, interchange their meanings. So let's try to discuss and try to clarify the terms that are being used with this course. So we have personality, traits, and characteristics. What are the differences between these three terms? So let's read what is personality. So personality is originated from the Latin word persona, which referred to a theatrical mask worn by Roman actors in Greek dramas. So diyan nanggaling yung inspiration ng word na personality. Because back then, especially Roman actors, they are using this theatrical mask to represent roles. And that's how they see personality. We are using a mask or just like a mask to represent who we are, to represent what we are, and to show, express, and deliver ourselves. And for further explanation about the term personality, personality is a pattern of relatively permanent traits and unique characteristics that give both consistency and individuality to a person's behavior. So, except nun na naging identification natin si personality, pagiging unique natin from others, pagiging different natin from others, personality, guys, it is different from the rest of the two terms because it is the general or the generality or the wholeness of a person. So under personality, dyan nang gagaling yung two terms. So under kay personality, we have traits and characteristics. So let's try to differentiate them. So what is traits? Traits contribute to individual differences in behavior, consistency of behavior over time, and stability of behavior across situations. While when we say characteristics are unique qualities of an individual that include such attributes as temperament, physique, and intelligence. So let's go back with traits. Yung traits, guys, these are the built-in aspect of a person. For example, being introvert or extrovert. Something that is not changeable or change siya a little bit. No, pwedeng ma-improve, pwedeng ma-improvise ng a little, but could not totally change. It would not totally change. Like when you are, since birth, you are introvert. Hanggang pagtanda natin, we are still introvert. We can adjust something about our life or some aspects of our personality, but pagiging introvert, andyan na yan. Hindi siya mawawala. So, traits are built in. It is not removable from a person. But when we say characteristics, these are the aspect of a person that we could acquire. For example, being kind, no? Or being smart. Sa temperament, ayan, nandiyan yung pagiging kind. We can acquire being kindness by having influence or getting influence from the people around us. And physique, we could be fit, pwede ding chubby, or any physical representations natin, we can acquire it. And then intelligence, especially kapag we practice developing our brain, no, or studying a lot of books just to prepare our thoughts or to have more learnings or knowledge, nag-help yun sa intelligence. So anything that we could acquire, no, that is under characteristics. So that's the difference. When we say personality, again, it is the generality, the wholeness of a person, of who we are. And under personality, we have two terms. We have traits and characteristics. And when we say traits, these are the built-in aspects, just like being introvert or extrovert. And characteristics are the aspects that we could acquire, something that we could develop or learn. So that's the characteristics. And andyan, kung na-differentiate natin yung tatlong terms, let's try to differentiate another three terms naman. Ito naman yung minsan naka-confuse tayo, no? I know you are familiar with it, pero let's try to review or let's try to remember what are the difference between these three terms. So we have theory, philosophy, and hypothesis. So let's define the theory. A scientific theory is a set of related assumptions that allow scientists to use logical deductive reasoning to formulate testable hypotheses. So theory are composed of logical assumptions. No? But to make more explanation pa or deep explanation about theory, let's also discuss the two. Kasi interrelated silang tatlo. So when we say philosophy, these are first, theory is related to philosophy, yes, but it is a much narrower term. Because when we say philosophy, it means, again, love of wisdom. I know you are familiar with it. And philosophers are people who pursue wisdom through thinking and reasoning. So, without desiring to know, we could not create a theory. Kasi yung theory, these are collected logical assumptions, no, na nanggagaling din sa desire of a person to know or to have wisdom. So when we have the love of wisdom, we could create such theories. So sabihin natin, mother ni theory si philosophy. And then, we also have hypothesis. So kung mother ni theory si philosophy, hypothesis is her child. So lola si philosophy, mother si theory, and then anak si hypothesis. A hypothesis is an educated guess or prediction specific enough for its validity to be tested through the use of scientific method. So it is an educated guess. Hindi lang siya parang sa mga manuhula na without having valid foundations or basis. Hypotheses are carefully studied or carefully created. So it follows a process which is called scientific method. And guys, bakit naging anak ni theory si hypothesis? Because si hypothesis, guys, si theory, hindi siya magiging useful or we cannot call it as theory if it could not generate hypothesis. So from having the love of wisdom, which is philosophy, and then from that wisdom, we could make assumptions and theories, and to prove that theory is logical, then we are using hypothesis or generating hypothesis to test the presented theory. Ayan. I hope no na mas naging clear yung tatlong terms natin. So again, ayan, may question tayo dito. Miss Sarah, if theories of personality are truly scientific, why do we have so many different ones? A good question. A very good question, no? Guys, theories must be objective, di ba? As possible when gathering data sa kanilang studies. But their decisions as to what data are collected, guys, and how this data are interpreted are personal ones na. So we cannot hinder the fact or hide the fact na yung way nila sa pag-gather and their goals or their subjective desire of which data would be collected are already subjective. But even with that idea, no, always remember the usefulness of a theory does not depend on its common sense value or on its agreement with other theories. No, Rather, it depends on its ability na mag-generate ng research or to explain the research data and the or other observations. So, hindi kailangan na si theory mag-a-agree siya sa ibang theory. Because when we say theory, it should be, ano kasi, parang open for having improvements or open na ma-develop pa. So, ganun dapat yung theories. Masasabi natin useful ang isang theory kapag open siya with any development or improvements pa. So, kapag open si theory na sa mga ganun na area, then it could generate more studies pa. It could explain more studies pa, no? Bibigay siya ng mga opportunities sa ibang pang researchers to research or to study more about this. And hindi siya nag-depend, yung pagiging useful ng theory, hindi talaga nag-depend sa pag-a-agree niya sa ibang theory. Because how can we improve such thing if we are already agreeing with other theory, di ba? Bakit may mga improvement kung ang whole theory naman nito is nag-agree din sa whole concept ng theory na yan? That's why we have different theories. We have various theories. Kasi although they have their subjective part, the important thing there is they could explain their observations that they have seen. And they could generate more studies about such situations. And next, theorist personalities and their theories of personality. So, ano ba yung mga theories, personality ng mga theories natin? Under this, guys, we have this what we call psychology of science. So, it studies both science and the behavior of scientists. So, the thing that they are studying and also those who studies. Yan. That is, it investigates the impact of an individual scientist's psychological processes and personal characteristics on the development of her or his scientific theories and research. That's why we don't have to worry if may part or 'di ba naman when we try to to understand or to study such theories na present ng book na to, makikita natin na they are basing sa kung ano yung experience, history, or background ng theorist mismo. And kahit naman ganoon, meron naman tayong psychology of science. So, sinastudy din natin kung yung subjective impact ba na yun is useful or relatable sa ibang tao. And we could notice that or we could observe that throughout our study na din sa book na to, that even though it is personal no na experiences nila, we could relate din sa mga terms or sa mga ideas na pre-present ng mga theories na to. So I can't wait no na ma-explain yung ibang theory na pre-present ng iba at ibang theories sa book na to. So, what makes a theory useful, Miss Sarah? To answer that, a useful theory has a mutual and dynamic interaction with research data. So when we say that, a theory that could generate hypothesis, kasi when we say research data, it composes a lot of hypotheses, di ba? Trying to prove the presented idea. So a theory generates a number of hypotheses, as I said. And a useful theory organizes research data into a meaningful structure and provides an explanation for the results of scientific research. So when we say organizes data, ito yung nagka-classify na itong idea na to, ito yung dahilan kung bakit iba siya dito. So, merong mga idea na nagsusupport sa ibang theory, connected yung idea na to sa theory na to, meron ding opposing. So, yung useful theory, masasabi natin useful siya kapag kaya niya ma-organize ng mga data. Kaya niya ma-explain ang kaibahan at ang similarity ng theory na to or ng idea na to sa ibang idea. And a useful theory must lend itself to confirmation or disconfirmation, provide the practitioner with a guide to action, be consistent with itself, and be as simple as possible. So this is the summarization of a useful theory. Mamaya, i-breakdown ko kung ano yung mga criteria na titignan natin when we are looking for a useful theory. So, ito, kailangan din maging, meron silang space for improvements, diba? Sabi ko kanina. So, merong confirmation, merong space. Ay, wag naman yung part na buong theory na yung kailangan i-correct or kailangan i-improve. Merong part ng theory na agreeable or confirmed na valid siya or observable siya sa mga people. And meron din part ng theory na need to be improved. That's why there are many theories pa na nangyari. Hindi sila pinuduce ng isang time lang or sa same time. Pinuduce siya sa iba't ibang time because they are trying to improve the theory na ginawa first, then nag-produce na ng madami theories. And our first theory na under psychology is from Freud. Yes. So, to break down such criteria about a useful theory, we have 6. So first, we have generates research. A useful theory generates research. The most important criterion of a useful theory is its ability to stimulate and guide further research. Kasi nga, how can we use that theory if we cannot study, if we cannot observe it? Hindi natin kayang mag-produce ng isang study kapag hindi naman natin nakikita recently or currently the situation around us, di ba? For example, the child development. Because of we could observe such ideas about child development, we have the capacity. So that theory have given the theorists or researchers the capacity to generate hypothesis or studies about it para mas magbigay siya ng validity na observable yung theory na yon sa mismong population. And second one is falsifiable. Ito na yung confirmation or disconfirmation. A theory must also be evaluated on its ability to be confirmed or disconfirmed. That is, it must be falsifiable. That's why I said kanina, how can we say na itong theory na to is useful if entirely kailangan siyang i-disconfirm or entirely confirm na siya? Because kapag confirm na din siya entirely kasi, we cannot generate research na. Like, we cannot give further improvements pa about it. So, it's not already a theory. It's like, siguro kaya wala siyang mai-improve kasi hindi naman din siya nag-exist. Just like that. And hindi naman din good, di ba, kapag entire theory is disconfirming. So it should be falsifiable. It has the ability to be confirmed or disconfirmed. And we also have, again, the organizes data. A useful theory should also be able to organize those research data that are not incompatible with each other. So having the ability, a useful theory has the capacity to classify such ideas that this one is different from this idea. So when that theory could classify or could separate such ideas na hindi mako-confuse yung magre-read or the people, it means it is useful. Then, guides action. Its ability to guide the practitioner over the rough course of day-to-day problems. Actually, guys, these theories are also used by psychologists or psychiatrists to assess people. So, when treating their clients, they are using these theories na what to do, what treatment should we apply to the client. So, you can say that it's useful when it guides action. And internally consistent. A useful theory need not be consistent with other theories. As I said kanina, it does not need to agree with other theories, but it must be consistent with itself. Kasi, yung theories, guys, iba-iba yung terms nila kasi. When we say anxiety, yung word na anxiety, iba-iba yung cause niya sa iba't ibang theory. iba't iba din yung definition nila at iba-iba din yung way nila on treating it. So, it does not need na mag-agree siya sa ibang theory, kundi maging internally consistent lang siya. So, yung anxiety dapat sa isang theory, inside that one theory, it should be clarify or it should be clear. It should be clear. Hindi dapat siya confusing na nag-present siya ng dalawang idea about the anxiety na very opposing with each other. So it should be internally consistent. Kailangan lahat ng idea sa loob ng theory na yun is supporting. Hindi sila nag-aaway-away. That's it. And lastly, no, kahit nandun na yung 5, so I have, mnemonics for this para mas dali nating ma-memorize. So we have GFOGIP. GFOGIP. Tama ba ako? Una, generates research, then falsifiable, organizes data. Ano pa nga yung next ng organizes data? Baka mali ako. Ano ba naman ito? So we have first, generates research. Ayan. Generates research. Second, falsifiable. GF. Babalik-balik na siya. Okay, generates research. Bakit to? Anong nangyari sa kanya? Then falsifiable. Next, we have organizes data. So GFO. GFO-G. Tama ko. Guides action. G4, internally consistent, and lastly, parsimonious. So G for GIP. Don't forget that one. G for GIP. So parsimonious, guys, kahit nandun na yun si G4, no? G for G. G for G. Yung generates research, falsifiable, organizes data, internally consistent, kahit andun na yun sila, hindi magiging useful yung theory kapag hindi parsimony. Wala itong parsimonious. So, let's read the definition. When two theories are equal in their ability to generate research, be falsified, give meaning to data, guide the practitioner, and be self-consistent, the simpler one is preferred. Diba? How could we use a theory if we as the reader or the people who reads it, reader nga, are already confused with its terms or with its words that are used. So, kailangan simple siya. The useful theory is the theory that we could understand. So that's it for G for GIP. So I hope na nakatulong tong mnemonic na to. And then yan, dimensions of a concept of humanity. Dito sa theory, guys, yung iba't ibang theory, they have this different concept of humanity and iba-iba yung pag-deliver nila sa theory nila. Let's say we have 6 dimensions kasi. Let's say this first, determinism versus free will. There are theories na they base it on determinism, like this person is destined or determined na maging ganito. If she is extrovert, then she is destined to be extrovert. But meron ding mga theories that believes or their theory entirely based on free will. Like, if extrovert tong babaeng to, if pessimistic siya or optimistic siya, it's because it's her choice. So that's the free will. And when we say pessimism versus optimism, saan nagpo-focus yung theory? So when we say pessimism sa negativity, tinitingnan nila kung ano yung negative aspect ng people na yun and trying to explain why do we have that negativity. And there are other theory din na nagsasabi na or nagfo-focus sa optimistic point of view, like trying to identify what are the good things na makikita nila sa'yo and trying to improve or to maintain that one. Trying to affirm you para patuloy siya and para ma-overcome yung ibang problems mo by being optimistic. Then casuality versus teleology. When we say casuality, it focuses on the past experiences. So just like Freud, Freud is focusing on the childhood, di ba? And then versus teleology, these are the theories that mainly focuses on the future. Kung ano yung ano yung pwede nating gawin for the future. Hindi na sila nag-focus dun sa kung ano yung dapat na i-treat or i-resolve sa past, kundi kung ano yung magagawa natin for the future. Conscious versus unconscious, saan siya nagpo-focus? Sa conscious part ba ng isang person or sa unconscious part ng person? Biological versus social influence on personality. When we say biological, these are the nature of a person. Nagpo-focus siya sa kung ano yung nasa tao. Anong kailangan, anong tama, anong mali sa taong to. And then, versus social influence, ano yung tama o mali sa surrounding or environment ng taong to. So, for other terms then, nurture versus nature to. Then, uniqueness versus similarities. Ano yung kaibahan? Nagfo-focus ba siya sa kaibahan ng mga tao? Kung nag-focus ba siya na ikaw, ganito ka, tapos si mama mo, ganito, kaya ganyan-ganyan, or similarities. Nagfo-focus siya sa kung ano yung similarity natin sa ibang tao. So that's the 6 dimensions as a framework for viewing each theory's concept of humanity. So dyan umiikot yung iba't ibang idea or not opposing, different point of view of the theorists. And I think that's the end. Yan. So for the first topic, we end it now. I hope na I have explained it to you very well. But, ayan, wag muna kayong mag-quit or wag niyo muna i-X yung video because we're not done yet. Because for our video, guys, we will be having our quiz time. So we have an honest evaluation every lesson that we have. Para din ma-check kung hanggang saan or how far did we learn about the topic. So I hope na mapaperfect nyo kasi it reflects din on how I discussed it. Or even naman hindi lang sa pag-discuss ko, kundi sa na-retain na information or previous knowledge niya about the topic. So let's start. Are you ready? So let's not put our answers in the comment section para hindi din ma-spoil yung iba sa quiz or sa answers ng quiz ko. Let's just comment below our scores para din ma-motivate yung iba na kailangan kong galingan to. But don't worry if you have low scores, no? Kasi meron din naman kayong another chance na i-play itong video na to, and then the next time around baka ma-perfect nyo na itong quiz. So let's answer. Let's start to answer. For the number 1, a pattern of relatively permanent traits and unique characteristics that give both consistency and individuality to a person's behavior. Again, a pattern of relatively permanent traits and unique characteristics that give both consistency and individuality to a person's behavior. So, what is your answer? And the answer is personality. So, again, personality, diba, is the permanent or the individuality of a person, which is generality or wholeness of a person. So, under that, andun yung unique characteristics and traits. So, next, personality is originated from the Latin word blank, which referred to a theatrical mask worn by Roman actors in Greek dramas. Again, personality is originated from the Latin word blank, which referred to a theatrical mask worn by Roman actors in Greek dramas. Persona! Nakalimutan ko yung drums. Saan yung drums natin? So, the answer is persona. Very good. So, next question. She is an extrovert person. What do you think is the answer? A, personality, B, trait, or C, characteristics? What do you think is the answer? Trait. Yes, that's trait. So, next, a set of related assumptions that allow scientists to use logical deductive reasoning to formulate testable hypotheses. Again, this is a set of related assumptions that allow scientists to use logical deductive reasoning to formulate testable hypotheses. Ayan. So what is your answer? Clue, no? Formulate testable hypothesis. Sino yung mother ng hypothesis? Si Yuri. Very good. Next. So it is an educated guess or prediction specific enough for its validity to be tested through the use of the scientific method. An educated guess or prediction specific enough for its validity to be tested through the use of the scientific method. What is your answer? Anacne theory, see? Hypothesis. Very good. So, it investigates the impact of an individual scientist's psychological processes and personal characteristics on the development of her or his scientific theories and research. It investigates the impact of an individual scientist's psychological processes and personal characteristics on the development of her or his scientific theories and research. What do you think is the answer? And the answer is psychology of science. Yan yung ginagamit, di ba? To check if what is the impact or effect of the scientist or theorist's personal backgrounds on his or her studies. Next, what are the 6 criteria of a useful theory? Do you remember the mnemonics that I have given you? What do you think? First, we have second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Yes. Pwedeng hindi siya alphabetical. So the answer is generates research, falsifiable, organizes data, guides action, internally consistent, and parsimonious. For short, GFOGIP or GFOGIP. And so I think it's the end of our quiz. So thank you so much guys for playing and thank you so much guys for watching. I hope I'll see you in my next video and I hope guys that I have given you quite a little information, a little knowledge about the introduction of theory of personalities. So again, thank you so much everyone and have a good day.